Cheers! Welcome to my channel. This is a bonus full moon for the month of January tarot oracle reading. And Virgo, you are the star of this astrological insight. If your sun sign isn't Virgo, we still all have a little bit of Virgo in us. If you have your birth chart, which house is Virgo in? That's where this energy shows up for you. My goal is to provide valuable information to empower you. I've already shuffled the cards. I'm just giving them a quick cut and shuffle, and we'll begin with the underlying energy. If you are watching this video sometime after it was posted, it might empower you to go back to when I posted it and look at what was going on in your life then. This is a timely reading, so the time that you come upon it is the perfect time. Here we have the underlying energy for Virgo. We've got this card. This has been coming up a lot. And this is a card of reflection. It's like this person is looking at their pentacles, all the work that they've put into these pentacles, and looking like this is what they feel they have out of it. And they're wondering, whoa, was that all that work worth this? You know what, I don't know if I want to keep doing this. Maybe I should do something different. And that's the energy that's really rampant right now. We're moving in from the new year is in a few days here. And the energy, we just moved from the energy of Sagittarius on the 22nd of December into the energy of Capricorn. So Capricorn is the most ambitious of all the signs, really, for bringing things down from the heavens into the material form. And so this energy is the Capricorn energy is willing to take consistent steps of action, very determined to reach the goal. And they have like the front end of a goat and the back end of a fish, or a dolphin is what it is actually. So it's kind of like they have to climb up that mountain with a fish tail instead of hind legs. And that's kind of the energy here, is like wanting to move forward, but not knowing maybe exactly which direction to go or how you're going to do it. And this is significant that we moved into Capricorn, because the moon that's on January 3rd, and that's what this reading is about, it's in the sign of Cancer, and Cancer is exactly opposite the wheel of in the horoscope from Capricorn. And so Cancer energy talks about, like, if you look at the stage of life, it's like kind of like adolescent girls energy. It's just, it's the fourth sign. You know, there's the Aries, and that's ruled by Mars. And so Mars and Leo, the sun is sitting in Capricorn energy right now, and also the Venus, and that's like the Taurus energy is sitting in the sign of Capricorn. And so they're all there together, amplifying each other, and it's right across from the sun, across facing the moon. So everything that is hidden, like the moon represents illusions. And so everything that's hidden is going to come to light. And it's, you know, like it's really like Capricorn energy, and the Cancer energy is like of being a kind of in the energy of adolescent girls, you know, and really like, you know, your boyfriend just broke up with them, and, you know, they're like really in their emotions, and they're just beginning their cycle. So it's, you know, they haven't learned how to handle those hormones that well yet. So it's that up and down dramatic kind of energy. And Cancer energy also, they really, they love their home so much that they're represented by the crab, because the crab carries its home on its back. That way they never have to leave home. And so that energy is really intense right now. So Capricorn is saying, let's go out and let's climb a mountain, and let's build a business, and let's do this and let's do that. And Cancer energy is like, I'm tired of going out. I just want to crawl under the covers. I want to read a book. I want my comfort food, that kind of energy. So it's talking about those extremes. And so a lot of us are feeling that. A big part of it also is moving in from 2025 to 2026. 2025 is the end of a 9 cycle. So this is talking about like whatever you were doing think back to 2015 to 2016. In between that time, that's where we are right now. What was happening 10 years ago when in 2015, 2016, that's going to play a very significant role. It may give you some insight as to what's going on now. And this is ending now. This cycle is over and the new cycle is starting. And that's going to be another cycle of, because it's a 2 plus 2 plus 6 is 10 and 1 plus 0 is 1. So this is a 1 year. So we're not just moving from 1 year to another. Like sometimes when we have the new year, the energy is like, oh, you can't even tell the difference. But this one, everybody can feel it. And part of that is like that Cancer moon is really full of emotion. And the moon is rules Cancer energy. So it's really intense. And then across from that, we got this Capricorn energy that wants to build and do and let's be ambitious and, gets this energy is like so opposite from each other. And so this is causing a lot of people to feel a little bit of friction. You can see that being played out on the world stage right now if you watch the news. And the internet is just like, whoa, it's just kind of crazy what's coming out. A lot of truths are coming out. And that is one of the biggest truths that I feel is really being significantly shown here, is that a lot of people feel that they are a human being with a soul, and you're actually a soul that's traveling in a human body. And so that's your temple, that's your vehicle. And that's what allows you to go through the education of planet Earth in a lifetime in different cycles. And your soul has needs also. And if the soul doesn't feel those needs are being met, then eventually the soul will start getting louder and louder, and it will cause this spiritual energy to rise to the surface and cause, that energy in between the two. So this is about, the underlying energy of the whole reading. And now we're going to get the underlying energy for the bottom part of my reading here. And this is the internal forces. Well, look at that. Yay, it's so happy to see that. So good for you, Virgo. So this energy is like the 10 of Cups. It's the very most, the most ultimate fulfillment. It's like, as if, if there's ever such a thing, this is your ultimate fulfillment. So this is talking about 10 cups, and there only is 10 cups in the tarot decks. So this is talking about, like loving your partner, love where you live, love your children, love your lifestyle, love the where your house is, where you're located, just love your neighbors, like all of that. Like it's just really perfect. It's like the all-American dream that you always dreamt of having. Having said that, on some level, there's an underlying energy of wondering, this and this isn't just about coin, but part of the energy of abundance, of course, is coin in the 3D world. And so this is also talking about happiness on the spiritual level, happiness for your soul, whereas this is talking about the energy on the 3D. So this is also about your health, your wealth, and your lifestyle, basically. So there's something that you're missing here that you feel is missing. Yet the underlying energy for the internal boundaries here and the internal forces is this ultimate fulfillment. So let's see what this is about. And look at that. It's raining money. So this is kind of like, this is the lifestyle. This is the 10 of cups, or pentacles, to match the 10 of cups. So this is about having equal fulfillment in your spiritual and in your physical worlds. So this is beautiful. So this is having the house, it's not just about the physical things, but having like living where you want to live in a community that you want to live in, having the time to be able to visit with your neighbors, being able to go for walks with your children and your pets, and, have that feeling of safety and of community. And then we have here the wounded warrior. So this is the 9 of wands. I love how this is playing out. So this is representing 2026, and this is where you're at. This is 2025. It's a 9. And so this energy is talking about the wounded warrior. This is like, you took all the actions. I'm getting it. You took all the actions to have this, and you put the work in, and you're wondering, why isn't it here? Why am I feeling like this instead? What happened here? And what am I supposed to do about it? What if I do this? Will that fix it? What if I do that? Will that make it worse? Like that kind of energy. And this also, the wounded warrior represents being on a mission, basically, on your soul's on a mission, basically. And this is talking about, actions that you or other people have taken that are leaving you in this feeling of like, whoa, like look at this person's exhausted. They have their head bandaged up. They look so exhausted, and they're like leaning on this one wand, and there's 8 others behind them. So all of these have landed. The card before this is the 8 of wands, and it's them all flying like the arrows. It represents the Sagittarius energy. This is the fire. This is Leo, and this is Aries to begin with. That's the youngest form of this fire energy. Then there's Leo, and then Sagittarius. And when Sagittarius launches their bow and arrow, it shoots the arrows and they land on the target. So it's like, okay, they landed, but it was like a battle. Like it was a lot of work, and you're leaning on the 9th and you're wondering, like, can I get to the 10th? That's the kind of energy that we have here. And this is about, also, the 8 before this is about conception. And I was picking up some energy and just the way these are falling, like also these pentacles. So health, wealth, and happiness. And it's kind of like, I'm just picking up for some of you, it might be an energy that you are wanting to start a family and conception is not happening. So you're not getting pregnant, that kind of energy. And that then would be missing from this energy. Yeah, so like you have the whole world in your hands. And this is like talking about, that you're very fortunate. Like I can feel that energy coming in. Like you get it, you're fortunate. But this one thing that you can't have is what you need to have that, to feel that ultimate fulfillment. And so and it doesn't have to be pregnancy, but it's conception before this. And so it's kind of like really wanting that to land, right? And so sometimes that can, of course, represent not just a conception of a pregnancy, but it can be of landing, the position you want and putting your energy into expanding your business, that kind of energy, like wanting to expand your horizons. This card quite often represents the big fish in a little pond. He's got the world, like he's on his turret, and he's overlooking his kingdom. And he's like, wow, I look at everything I've accomplished. A lot of people would be like, wow, this person is like all that, right? Having said that, they feel kind of maybe a little bit bored, or they're not getting this last thing that's fulfilling, that would be the fulfillment. And so they have, it's kind of like this wand is the 9th one, but there's another one here that really isn't here, like kind of energy. So let's see what that is. And it could be that you haven't even met because there's no, this is talking about the underlying energy of what you want, but do you have what you need to get this? That's the kind of energy that's coming up. And this is talking about this is why you're so tired. This is like the 7 of wands. This represents conviction beyond a doubt. And so this can represent like, you deserve this and you want this, and you're determined to get it. You will fight for it, and that's why you're here. You'll rise to the challenge. Like that's the energy. Having said that, you know what you know, and you know yourself well enough to know that this is what you need to be like, to have this fulfillment. You know what you want to do and where you want to go and how you want to do it. You just don't know why it's not working. That's more the energy. Or if, as these accomplishments come in and they're planted, why aren't you feeling joy? Like you should at least be joyful about the 8 that landed. Why are you looking like this? That's the energy. And so it could be that you're not in alignment with your heart's desires. You can be really successful at something, and everybody else is admiring you, but it's not really what you want to be doing. So it's kind of like, wow, I'm really successful at this. Like, it would be stupid for me to stop doing this because like everybody else wants this, and I'm so good at it. And it's like, look at the result. It's like a pretty good result, but that makes it even more challenging to leave it, because it's maybe not what you want, but everybody else is telling you how fortunate you are and like looking up to you and saying, wow, like he did it. Like, this is what we want. We're going to be like him. And he's feeling kind of like, ugh, this isn't really what I want. And you can see this because he's standing on higher ground, and we don't know what these wands are about. These could be the beginning of these planting these, and then adding the 2 more would make it like instead of 7, you would have 9. You see that? And he's got his hand on this one, and now he's got it across here. It's across his heart. So this is kind of talking about, he stood on his conviction. He knows what he knows. He knows what he's capable of doing. But you'll notice that he's wearing a boot and a shoe. And was he in such a hurry? He had to protect himself. He had to, and this is like his heart's desire, because he's leaning on his heart's desire here, and he's protecting it here. And here he's contemplating how to bring it in, right? And this is could be the energy of moving from 2025 to 2026. This could be a struggle between the soul and the physical body, that kind of energy. And because if your soul isn't satisfied, your body will feel it, because that's the vehicle it's traveling in, right? And so this is about also using your intuition. So not just logic, but intuition. We don't see any energy of like thoughts being challenged, like that it's your thinking. There's no swords here, and swords represent the mental intelligence and your thoughts and overthinking things. This is more like a dissatisfaction that maybe you can't even explain to yourself, like the fire in your soul has been dampened kind of energy, like that. And you don't really know why. And it's probably because your soul isn't satisfied. So there's something else you would rather be doing. And you recognize you're successful here, and you're grateful for it. I'm getting like, this is an energy that you don't come this far without having like an attitude for gratitude kind of energy. But your intuition, your inner self is crying out to you and saying like, my soul wants something more. And so that's kind of the energy. And you notice like the high priestess sits next to God on the throne at his right hand. And so she is about bringing in the energy for the soul, like using your intuition and going within and really satisfying both those energies, right? And then we have, okay, so now we have some cups here. And so this is talking about, there's been 8 cups that you have that you're considering walking away from. You see in that too? This is the action of walking away after putting 8 cups of energy into, this could be a relationship. And you realize that you're not going to be able to have fulfillment with this person. That makes sense. And maybe this is someone that's very highly desirable and has been a part of your life for a decade, and you're kind of like, oh man, we're supposed to get married. And like maybe I'm just getting the energy of you thought that this was what you wanted with this person, and you're like, oh, like I don't really want that with them. How am I going to tell them? That's the kind of energy I'm feeling, like kind of like, oh, you can just feel it's like, oh, how am I going to, like, I don't, like, I'm getting this energy that it's not that you don't love them, but you know that this isn't what you want with them. And so this is talking about walking away from something that you've put a lot of energy in, just like here. So the pentacles and the love aren't matching kind of energy, All the work that you've put in for health, wealth, happiness, this lifestyle is not satisfying you. And you might be married and have a family and just like, wow, what am I going to do kind of energy. So that's kind of that's the energy I'm picking up. And then we have the moon in the background here. And so this moon is talking about like, it can be eclipse energy. We haven't been in, the eclipse season was over 3, 4, 5 months ago, like there was eclipse after eclipse. That's when either the sun blocks the light of the moon or the moon blocks the light of the sun. But now I feel like that energy might be coming back in. You'll have to look that up online when all the eclipses happened and if they were lunar or they were solar. But that energy I feel is coming in now. And this energy is saying, this, because we have the Capricorn energy in kind of like shining light. The sun is there shining light on the moon. The wanting to move forward, the Mars energy, that aggression, let's go after it, is there. The love is there, and it's shining light on this, like all what you want in love. So this energy is being amplified also by the Capricorn energy, like let's do something about it, like right now. And the Cancer energy is full of emotion, and it's like, I don't know how to handle this on an emotional level. That's what's coming up. So, and it could be that your partner is feeling that way, and they're walking away. So take it how it works. And it could be just this energy is within yourself, like I said in the beginning. But now that we have this is usually about romantic love, partnership that, and then, but it can be about what you love to do and what you love to be, and that kind of energy also. And this could be the inner struggle between your soul and your, walking away from this kind of pentacle energy and moving more into being in your authentic desires. So it can be taken many ways. This is talking about how you identify yourself. Like, so you recognize, that energy I was picking up is like your self-image is of someone who is successful at, like, in the 3D world for sure. And then this is about how you feel about your self-worth, though, about the abundance of, like, how you're feeling about what you've achieved. And it's like the wounded warrior, like feeling like, man, I don't know if I can keep doing this kind of energy. And then this is about really having to go inward and communicate with yourself. Like do I thought I had the world in my hands, but I'm like not. And whatever happened here, we don't have any communication coming in from outside. This feels like this is all, right now, this is all about your internal forces. So the good news is you have the power to either respond or react to this, right? And so this energy, and Virgo likes things clean. And it's kind of the energy where you're just getting ready to think about marriage and that. Like you're finally mature enough to do that. You finished, you maybe have your college degree now. That kind of energy. You're at that stage where, okay, am I going to get married, or am I going to, am I going to stay where I am? Am I going to move on? It's that, you've been going to school maybe for several years, and now you have the paper, or you've been apprenticing for something, and now you have you have the papers saying that you have the ticket, that kind of energy. And then we have this about your emotional foundation. So that's the energy I'm picking up. This is more about how you feel about it, not about the success that you have. And the creativity and romance in your children. This is this. So this, I feel like this energy is more like at the stage that that Virgo energy represents. And it's the stage of like having that ticket or whatever. But someone could go to school and get a degree or a ticket to do a trade when they're 50, right? So it's not really about age, but it's about that energy of tackling something and accomplishing it and doing really well. Like you might have been the valedictorian, you might be the top of your class, that kind of energy. And it was surprising maybe to others and to yourself, who knows, So this energy is your daily routine and your habits in that. And I feel like, and your health. So like you don't want to be in this energy for too long, because it feels like you're being totally drained by this struggle within yourself. And you need to go inward. This is a really good idea right now. Go inward and especially with this full moon, it's going to be really emotional, and we generally will feel that 3 days before and 3 days after for sure, but we can feel it a lot longer. And people can get really, especially with that Mars sitting there with the sun and and love, matters of love. This can be very volatile energy, and you don't want to be hot tempered and be going, you don't want to get caught up in aggressive energy or fighting battles that you don't need to kind of energy. This is more about going inward and really allowing yourself to feel what it is you're feeling. And then, so let's see, now we're going to talk about the external forces now. So the external forces are what you don't have control over. You don't have control over what other people do. You don't have control over what the government does all the time, or what's happening in the economy, or all of that energy. But you do have control over whether you react or respond to it. And this is the gift coming in from the universe about these wands. You see that? This is about the solution. This is a passion for new discovery. This is about you recognizing, okay, you're going to figure it out, okay? So go inward and commune with God and meditate and get in touch with the universe. Also, the wand represents, it's wood, so it represents the passion for what you do, basically, and who you are, and it's from the tree. So the tree has deep roots, which represent your ancestors and the way they do things. And then the offshoots are representing descendants and the way, and that energy is coming in again, like possibly not being able to conceive, that kind of energy. So this is like, what are you going to do about it? This is a passion for new discovery. This is about moving forward in a different way so that you're not in this energy. And it's regarding whatever the issue is for you. And the universe and God are stepping in and saying, if you walk away from what's no longer serving you, you're going to find something that is going to take this pain away, and you'll be able to, it'll be better. It'll be better not just for you, but it'll be better for ancestors and descendants of yours, regardless if you have descendants yet. Okay, and this is the other thing. Sometimes we can be really energetically weakened by descendants that we could have had. Like if we were in a relationship with someone and that there was no conception for a pregnancy, then you didn't have a child with someone, that descendant, it could still bother you, so much, and that's the energy that I'm feeling. And so, or maybe it's bothering your partner so much. So this is talking about the star, and it's saying, hey, you were born to shine. The universe is like, look at it. You have all this. You have, these two vessels. You're going to take from the universe what you need, and you're going to pour that out onto the earth. And there's 5 streams here that are being poured out in the earth. So it's like taking your energy from the universal pool and adding your energy to it, getting your foot in there, and like maybe you need to dive all the way in there, and clear some of this up. And then you take action, and you notice that the coin have the 5 pentacles, right? So this is the 5 points on the star. So you were born to have a really good life. You're born to be a star. You're born to have this happiness, this, look how well you can do when you're not even really into it. Can you imagine what you could do for yourself in the world and the universe if you were really into what you were doing? Think about that, right? Whoa, and then look at this. The devil comes in. So this is an external force, this energy. It's some sort of temptation. And this is regarding lovers. So sometimes when this is coming up, this can represent, okay, so this passion for new discovery may have happened here, and it's ended a relationship because of these 3 cups quite often represent, there's 2 people, but there was a 3rd person here. And this can represent like the struggle within to not cheat or to cheat kind of energy. Because we got the lovers here, and they're chained to Saturn's box here. And the thing is about Capricorn energy is it is ruled by Saturn as well as this. So this temptation, that you might have fallen for some kind of temptation, and see, you're looking here like, what did I do? Like, this is all ruined now. Like, this is, that kind of energy. But at the same time, this wasn't what you want, and that's why you cheated. So that's the kind of energy that's coming in. So you can see the back and forth with this. You're never going to get the truth from the devil, because this is temptation. Like, that's what it represents. So what I do is I always cover the devil and see, okay, the devil is an energy. It's an archetype. So you can't, in tarot, that's what it represents. These people are chained to each other, and they're chained to Saturn's box. This is like really deep energy, like, really having to pay karmically for your mistakes, like, transgressions, and this is why the soul is unhappy, is what's coming up. So the devil sends in a minion. So let's see what the minion is. Okay, look at what happened. Look where the temptation led, right? And so that's talking about either you sabotaged yourself, and this is like the 10, like but this represents the end of this cycle of temptation. So this represents being stabbed in the back and left for dead, and then laying there unalived. And this represents thoughts of other people, coming at you, and that energy. So being betrayed. And having said that, the hand is in the form of a blessing here, which is Hierophant energy. The Hierophant is traditional structure for justice. And so this energy, it says like, so if you were the one that was cheated on or whatever, yeah, I'm getting like, it was a blessing in disguise, that like, for you to be able to move forward and get out of this energy, this end of this cycle, because it's like done. Like, this is now going to be over in 2026. You can't keep going on like this. And it may have been about passion, This is the wands, right? This is the energy of wanting to have descendants, wanting, like enjoying your wand kind of energy. And then this is, okay. So this is talking, I feel like in this case, what this is talking about, like, you have the thoughts of two people here, and like those two cups there, and there being a third one there in the hand. You see that? And this can also talk about your subconscious and your unconscious and your conscious mind have not been congruent with your heart's desires. And that's why the soul is like that's this energy again. So I feel like it could be like an energy like you did sabotage yourself, basically. But it's because your subconscious mind, which is from the time you're born until you're about 6 or 7 years of age, that energy is very much imprinted on you. And really, when you think about it, we can't remember what what happened to us when we're a baby, most of us, and until about kindergarten, you don't really remember much of your very early upbringing. So we have to rely on the people that were in charge of our care to tell us, okay, you were this, you liked this, you cried a lot, you laughed a lot, you walked when you were this age, that kind of energy. And the thing is that that's heavily imprinted on us, but we don't really understand it, because it's not our thoughts, it's the thoughts of the people that were in charge of our care. And then the unconscious thoughts are those that the soul's needs need to be met. And then the conscious thoughts, that's what you have your hand on the sword here. And this is talking about when your mind, when subconscious, unconscious, and conscious mind are congruent with your heart's desires, with what you love, and what your soul is crying out for, as well as what's successful in the physical, that's when you have the blessing coming in. So, and that's life. Sometimes we have to learn these things the hard way, because that's the only way we can learn them. And then, yeah, look at this. Once you recognize that that's what it is, that, okay, like this might be like have satisfied 99% of the people on the planet, but it's not making me, it's not the direction I want to go in. I'm ready to go in a different direction in the new year, it's talking about. And like that full moon is on January 3rd. So the Fool is now on the journey of the new cycle after we move from 2025 to 2026. We're at the 0 point because now we're moving like in a totally new cycle for the next decade, right? So it's the beginning of that. Then this card here is coming up. So this Three of Pentacles represents you. The good news is you're elevated in your position. You have the papers. You have the apprenticeship. You were top of your class. You are the best quarterback. You're the best. You made the Olympic team. You actually got the role. That kind of energy, right? And you're elevated in your position, and people want to collaborate with you, and that's really good. But this card talks about collaborating with people that don't really have the same vision as you do, that are not in alignment with not with your soul's desires anyway. And so this is explaining, okay, that's what's going on. This represents for me the energy of like when you have accomplished like getting your degree and whatever, you have to be like in a position where you really are fussy about which direction you take with your career. Like who are you going to work for and who are you going to work with? Because this energy is talking about like secret society energy, things that we don't even know about, especially when we're just getting out of university and we're that age, or new in our careers or whatever. So you have to make sure that if you sign any contracts or anything, that the people that you're collaborating with are in alignment with what you want, with the path that you're going on, or you're going to be in this energy. So that may be part of the reason is what happened, right? Is why you're in that energy. And that's why, and they might have even like they may have left you like this because they didn't care about you and you thought they did, kind of energy. So that's, and then we have the Queen of Pentacles coming in. So now this card is talking about, being focused on the pentacle, but maybe not focusing on your spiritual needs as much as you needed to. And so now your soul's kicking up, having a temper tantrum. Like, we need to address this. And that's why you're feeling that emptiness. So that's the kind of energy I'm picking up. So the Queen of Pentacles is known for like being very, she understands the value of money, and she is probably someone that comes more from old money, like someone that understands the value, was raised with understanding the value of money. She's used to having a lot of money around. And remember, this queen could be a masculine, a male in their feminine energy, as well as a female in her feminine energy. So the Queen of Pentacles is, she understands the value, and she's known for being very resourceful when it comes, like she can make something out of nothing. And usually you can rely on her as far as money comes, but she's not maybe the most emotionally available. And maybe that's what's missing, or what was missing in the relationship. And that's what you have to consider, right? And it could be, this is also talking about possibly coming from two different societies, like this is talking about more of an elite society, and maybe you came more from, like people that are work with their hands kind of energy, like a tradespeople or that kind of energy. And so it's all a learning curve is what that's saying. So, and Virgo likes things clean. So when things aren't clean and in alignment, it bothers them more than other people. And the thing about the Virgo energy is Virgos are really good at seeing what's out of place. Like, like that song on Sesame Street where, one of these things is not like the other one. One of these things just doesn't belong. A Virgo will see that in a second. They'll just look over, oh, that's what doesn't belong. It's kind of energy like that. And they'll be able to solve the problem right away with analytical critique. Having said that, they can become, they can cross the line between analytical critique and anal criticism. And in particular, they have a tendency to be that way with themselves, first and foremost. And so this energy can be talking about like being heavily critical of yourself. Other people are looking up to you, but your soul isn't satisfied, so you can't, you don't feel it. That's the energy coming in. If you're enjoying this reading, please do like and comment. It really empowers me to build my channel. I really appreciate it. I am going to clarify this now. I want to see what's this about? And we all, remember, we all have that little bit of Virgo in us, and a lot of us are feeling this energy. This is awesome, Virgo. This is really good. I feel like you're going to have that. But once you know yourself better, I'm getting, and you give yourself permission to know yourself better. That's the energy. And take action on that, on that knowledge. Like that's what this gift is, this passion for new discovery. So I'm using my Oracle, Tales from the Vector, and I started this in 2007. It's courtesy of the Intergalactic Federation of Light. I'm an artist, so I did all these paintings, and there were 64 of them. I completed the paintings in 2020. I've had the cards out and about at psychic fairs and seminars, etc. in the past, but not when it was complete. And now I'm working on bringing the deck out in its physical form, and I'm working on the information. And the only way to really do that properly for, a tarot or an oracle deck is to, use the cards and see how they play out. And so that's what I'm doing right now. So I really do appreciate your time and energy. In the description box below, I will have like the numbers of the paintings in my website, talesfromthevector.com, TAILS. There are the numbers as they are in the gallery in my website are listed on the cards, are written on the cards here. So in the description box below, I will put them in order of how they appeared here, so you know which ones to look for if you're interested in looking into it more. They say a picture is worth 1,000 words. So I'm just tuning into this energy now. I want to see. Oh, here we go. Because my cards have okay, there's a lot of cards that popped out. So these are the cards that wanted to come out. So we have here, you were on a foolish journey before. That's what this is saying. Because this is talking about someone, expectations create limitations, and you had expectations of how things were going to go, but they weren't in alignment with your soul. So that's just bottom line. It's not going to work out so great then. And then this is the Libra energy. And so this is about that Venus that's sitting in Capricorn right now. And it's maybe your partner, like, because this is the stage after Virgo. And Libra is like the mature adult that's social, like wanting to socialize and as a married couple and have this. And maybe your partner's ready for it, but you aren't, kind of energy. That could also, and look at, this is about, are you anticipating the journey, or do you have expectations of how you would feel and where, how this would play out, right? Expectations will always create limitations. And then the next card that wanted to come out is the sun. So this is the sun shining the light on how is it that someone who has all of this still isn't feeling happy? Because the sun is the happiest card in the deck, and it reflects all its happiness on the whole reading. So yay, the sun's here. There's going to be sunshine after the dark, right? The light is here, and you will come to the solutions that you need to come to. And there's justice being played out here. So if there was some sort of energy here from the external forces, because that's what, look at how we're here, and this is about action, but now this is about thoughts and words and from outside of yourself. There's no thoughts or words here. This is thoughts and words from out in the external forces. So those are, what the EF happened, because I was here and I thought I was on my journey. And now, like, look at how, this is what me and my partner should be feeling, and we're not. Why is that? And so this is about karma is coming up. And it's because underneath here, someone got tempted and that was someone outside of you. And then we have here, Leo, this energy of being a natural born leader. And, this energy, the Leo energy, until it matures, can be very impulsive. It's ruled by the sun. And so the sun is like really happy and carefree and go lucky. And if you know Leos, like people want them to lead because they're fun. Like they understand how to have fun, and they that energy is something that it's like kind of like being around someone that has a lot of charisma, and they know a lot of people, and they're that kind of energy. When they, that it's, and they're born to lead, but being a strong leader actually takes a lot of maturity. And so if you think about Leo energy, it's really kind of like very impulsive, like teenage boys energy. And so you know what that can be like. So it's kind of like doing things impulsively and then regretting them after kind of energy. And then we have dissension. So this is like, again, this energy coming in here with friends like this. Who needs enemies? You are swimming with sharks, and not the kind that are in the water, the kind that have human teeth, And the Taurus energy is coming in. So this is about the give and take in life. And this is Venus is in that Capricorn energy with the sun. You see that? And it's wanting this to be like action, like, and the Cancer moon is saying no. I want to go inward. I want to reflect. I want to crawl into bed and read a book and eat my comfort food, and that's what I'm going to do, kind of energy. Very emotional. And I don't want to look at what's happening here. And this is the Taurus energy is saying that's like the toddler stage. And so this is saying, I'm going to throw a temper tantrum. Because like this is about learning how much to take and how much to give, right? And the give and take in life and how that works. And that takes some experience also. And I'm just getting, like, I just want to explain also that when these zodiac cards come in for me in a reading like this, that's like more of a general collective reading. I read these cards more as the stages of life that the person is in. It doesn't have to do with age, but it's the emotional state that you're at that time. And also, what does this sign represent? Like what is the state of being? What did they come on the planet? What is this energy come on the planet to do to make it a better place? And so that's the energy that I'm talking about. And although at the same time you may recognize some characters in your life that are, okay, that makes sense, kind of energy. So that could be true for you, but that's not my intention, just so you know. So I mean, that's great for you if that happens, but it's not. I'm not reading the cards that way. So there's too many people, and besides that, how are you going to, this is the sun sign. I read these as the sun sign because that's the only one you can look up the date of birth on someone. But that's that kind of energy. You need to focus on what you can do, and we all have a little bit of these energies within us. And if we bring them out, we can learn from other people. You don't have to make your mistakes yourself. And if you're around people that are really charismatic and really really natural leaders, you can learn from how they do it and do a better job of that yourself. So this is talking about the power of spin, and it's like that this is already happening, and someone's walking away. It's either you or them, and it's like from what you thought you loved, so that you can have what you really love, kind of energy. Some action has to, there's like, this is the universe stepping in and saying, hey, some sort of action has to take place here. And this is about ego too. So this is talking about, you have to keep your ego in check. And so it's really interesting because I'm getting like this energy with this, a lot of this Virgo energy coming in this situation where here you are, you do have your ego in check. I feel like that's why the external forces are like, why is this person like this? Like, they're not like, all boasty and everything about what they've done. And they've done, like, anyone would want the success that you have. on the surface, right? But why are you not happy? They can't figure it out. They wish they were you. And they're like, that's the star energy. Everybody else is wishing they were you. That's the energy. And you're going, well, you can have it. And this is about commitment, marriage, and partnerships, right? So, read that however that is for you. This is about having the courage to face this, like to, really look at, okay, what is this about? So that, because if you're afraid that you're going to really harm your partner, and you do love them, but you just don't want this with them, then you have to be honest with them, because you're just keeping them in a position of wishing instead of actually getting what they want, right? And so you wish upon a star, but you have to put the work in to have it. And then this is on the Scorpio energy is on here. And this is about the sexual gladiator of the universe. And look at Mars is in there again, And this is talking about elevating or conquering energy. And this is the external forces coming in. So I feel like there could have been cheating again that's coming up in the relationship, because, and there's a lot like that energy, that temptation, or people from outside of you were tempted, like maybe to your partner, or your partner was tempted with people outside of you, or you were, So this is the energy that's coming in. This is about total transition, like secrets coming out, and this is about shared resources. And then we have the trauma. Okay, so, life's a slice, hold the drama. And so this energy is also talking about, like, when we're raised, if we're in a situation and we don't remember it or whatever, there could have been a lot of arguing in your home, and a lot of drama, and that's imprinted on us when we have relationships. So the thing is that some people mistake anxiety for excitement, and excitement for anxiety, and they also have a tendency to, if there's no trauma or no drama in happening, then then it must be a boring relationship, and it's not really, I'm not really passionate about it, because the energy is mistaking drama and trauma for excitement and passion. And so that's something that that has to be healed. And look at, this is the 6 + 3 = 9 energy. So this is talking about, like, that needs to change. And that's what you're leaving behind. We mature and we learn, right? And the Gemini energy is coming in. What I just said, we mature and we learn. So this is about, your higher learning, and also moving into, your career, your reputation, your public image, what people thought you are and how you really feel inside kind of energy. And then the High Priestess, it's saying again, be careful who you work with. And they could be perfectly lovely people, and have good intentions for you, whatever, but they're just not in alignment with what is going to make you happy, because clearly you're so successful here, and they would all love to be that, but you're not. So, we're each unique individuals, so you don't have to apologize for being who you are. You just need to step into that, that energy, because you deserve to have joy. And then we have, the blind spot here. So this is, and I feel like the scotoma is just talking about a blind spot in your vision. And I feel like this is what you were raised to believe, like you should want, and this is how you do it, coming from a very well-educated family, that kind of energy. And so you went along with what you felt you should do, and that's now you're mature enough to realize, okay, now I want to do what I want to do. And there's a good reason why the windshield is bigger than the rear view mirror. Because once that blind spot is removed, then you start satisfying your authentic desires of your soul path as well. So your spiritual path as well as your physical 3D path. Awesome energy. This is so good, Virgo. This is and the Virgo energy, don't be careful that you're not beating yourself up and being too hard on yourself, because that analytical critique that turns into anal criticism Quite often, Virgos do that to themselves a lot. It's just that's their nature. They see when something's out of order and they can't stand it. You know, cleanliness is next to godliness kind of energy. So it's kind of like they'll be like, "Why did I do it?" You know, like that. But everybody around you feels it. That's the energy. So we can all learn from this. Thank you so much, Virgo, for all your wisdom. And like and comment if you've enjoyed this. Consider subscribing if you resonate with the energy of the channel. It would be my honor if you did so. And I will be back with another reading for you for mid-month. Bye for now.